In this video, I'll be ranking every survival games map to see which maps are the best and which maps are the worst. Before I start, this is my opinion and you're free to disagree with me. Anyway, let's begin. So what is my least favorite survival games map? Well, number 6 is Flashpoint. It was difficult choosing what the number 6, number 5, and number 4 is for the worst map, but I think Flashpoint is easily the worst. So why is Flashpoint my least favorite map? Well, I don't like how the fights turn out on this map. This is one of the largest maps in SG, and there's 2 main structures in this entire map, and they're across the whole map from each other, so you'd have to run forever just to find someone to fight. There's too much water and craters scattered around the map, and this map is also very hilly. There's only a couple launch pads to get up the hill, so it'll result you in spending a bit of time climbing up this hill, or the other way around where you almost die falling down. Number 5 is Morbius. Wait, what? Mobus. This map was released with the survival games update a couple years back, and this map looks the most unique. It's not a grass themed map like every other survival games map, which makes this map stand out visually. However, the gameplay of this map doesn't stand out. The slime at spawn changes how the game starts, but it just comes off as annoying when you're trying to have fights. And the worst part is people glitch through these. Also, the amount of times I've wasted a supply drop by getting it stuck on top of these things. The city part is my favorite part of this map. It's fun to have fights here, and it's the only part of this map that seems to have good loot. Number 4 is Northwood. This map looks nice, but the fights on this map feel kinda slow because it's really easy to hide in any of the buildings. You can hide anywhere in the buildings, preferably near the edge of the map, and no one would find you. This map also has quite a bit of water, but not as much compared to Flashpoint. But again, this map looks really nice. Number 3 is Fallen Kingdom. I enjoy playing on this map. This map is actually pretty good for having fights on. There's also this entire section of Fallen Kingdom that has so many catch cows here, and I like going here. I also like where the teleporters are placed around the map. The reason why I like this is because you don't have to run forever to get to the other side of the map because of where these teleporters are placed. Also, the chests in these maps are pretty close to each other, which makes getting loot pretty easy, but it's not too easy to the point where it's just OP. Number 2 is Blossom. This map features a Chinese or Japanese architecture, and it looks pretty nice. This is the smallest survival games map, which means games on this map are very fast paced. There's also a ton of ender chests in this map, and they're usually in pairs and close together, which is ideal for looting, but there should probably be a little less since, again, this map is so small. For example, I loot the chests that spawn, run over here, loot these 2 chests, teleport, loot these 2 chests, run over here and loot these chests. You see what I mean? Overall, a pretty fun map to play on. And finally, what is my favorite survival games map? Well, number 1 is SG4. I love this map. I love the city theme and how it looks. Sure, it doesn't look as good as Blossom, but it still looks good. You can have good fights on this map because it's flat for the most part, but there's also these mountains in the background which don't give off the same feeling as Flashpoint's hills. The chest and catch cow locations are also decently placed. This map has a whole sewer system underground, and I think it's confusing for newer players, as even though I've played this game enough to get to level 30, and it's hard getting XP in this game, I still don't know how to get down here sometimes. I think the reason why it's confusing was because of the way it's made. I think it was just laid out weird. But other than that though, this map is really good and my favorite survival games map. But I'm not good at this game. So additionally, I asked one of the best survival games players to give their opinion on the maps. Mobius is visually unappealing. It doesn't matter what direction you go in, it is all the same, and mid is super annoying to play around. The borders uses void though, which kinda redeems it because of the silly things it allows me to do. Blossom is the exact opposite of Mobius. It looks super nice, and there was an attempt to create some variety in its environments. It's very small and incredibly fast paced, which is definitely its biggest strength. My only complaint is the massive amount of tier 2 chests there are. There's areas other than mid with 4+ tier 2 chests, making it super easy to get max loot within minutes of the game starting. Flashpoint is one of the biggest and definitely the most difficult map to learn. You start in the middle of a giant pit, making it super hard to play aggressive, as you either have to go around it on the border, which takes forever, or jump down, take damage, and not have a good way back up. It's very easy to run around for 20 minutes on here and not encounter anyone. Fallen Kingdom is very bland with no environments that stick out from each other. Visually, it's not a good map. Gameplay wise though, it's probably the best map for someone starting out and wanting to get some wins. There are very few tier 2 chests, meaning not everyone will be incredibly overpowered. Another positive about less 2 tier chests is it makes it easier to memorize a route and get the good gear to ensure yourself a win. SG4's strongest thing about this map is definitely the many different environments it has. You'll need to adapt quickly on here because pretty much every little area is different from the last. This allows for the most unique experience that one map can offer. It also has a really good balance of loot distribution, making it my favorite map competitively. Click here to see what my favorite murder mystery maps are.